Guys, it's me, Idris. And you guys know I'm here. That means that we have some new and returning Patriots. Up first, we have a new Patriot, and his name is Dion. Dion, I want to thank you for being a Patriot. I want to thank you for joining this elite squad of wonderful people who love this show. Thank you for being a Patriot. Thank you for your patronage. And last but not least, we have a returning Patriot, Elliot Harris. Elliot, thank you for being a Patriot once again. You left us, but you came back because you know your bread is buttered. Thank you for being a Patriot once again. Thank you for your patronage. But guys, just know that Patreon isn't the only way. You can actually take yourself over the coffee, well, I'll say KO-fee as in FI.com, coffee.com, and show Medium Popcorn a little love. Because over there you can show us, a little love by dropping a little tip on us. Might be, the price of a coffee, maybe a little biscuit or something like that. We like that. We love sweets. We have a sweet tooth. So show us some love on coffee.com and throw a little Medium Popcorn on it. All right, guys. Idris out.
Medium popcorn, we are two niggas spoiling movies.
Yeah.
Brandon Collins,
That's me.
and Justin Brown for your movie needs. Medium popcorn,
Woo!
you haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it.
Spoil it in your face.
That's your warning. So if you get pissed, it's all your fault. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo.
It's you. It's you. I'm Eddie Collins.
Guys, this is Justin Brown, and I'm really I have no idea what's happening
That's
right
my
now.
Ice Cube impression. You didn't think it was good?
No, that was terrible, Brendan.
Oh,
No,
all right. Well,
Ice Cube was not doing Ice Cube well.
okay. Well, you all heard obviously myself and Justin's voice, but also you've heard the voice of the illustrious Tatiana. How are you, Tati?
Hello, everybody.
And you're here to help us
Hello.
break down this fucking 2025 War of the Worlds film, which y'all been asking for. Y'all were tweeting at us. Y'all were Instagramming saying, please, please talk about War of the Worlds or Ice Cube, because I'm not going to watch it, but I want y'all to watch it. And I feel bad for Tatiana here, Justin, because I had said I have to watch this for the podcast. She's like, okay, I'll watch it with you. And she's like, War of the Worlds. Like, so this is going to be an alien movie? I'm like, no, it's like the Ice Cube, and he's like on a computer the whole time. And then the aliens came, and I was like, oh, shit.
I literally was like, Brandon, War of the Worlds is an alien takeover plot. I was like, so unless I was like, you can just borrow names of movies like that, or and he said, yes, you can. They don't have to be related or anything to that matter. I said, but this is like a book. Anywho.
Yeah, H.G. Wells. Yeah, this is like a classic.
I had no idea.
Wait, hold on.
Wait, I've heard of War of the Worlds and the Steven Spielberg and all that stuff. It just, I didn't think that this was related, because I had heard that this movie was so bad, and I saw 2 clips of Ice Cube on his computer being like, oh, no.
But how
So
many,
I'm like,
I was like,
aliens.
War of the Worlds. I was just like, it's just so synonymous. Why would anybody make another movie with that name? Anyways,
because Ice Cube's out of his mind.
So Brandon tried to convince me I was wrong when I was clearly right.
Oh, guys, pay attention. Pay attention. It's a marital spout. Go on.
And it was also terrible.
This is really bad.
Listen, now the War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise, I wasn't happy with that one either, but I was very upset with this film.
Yeah, I mean, at least War of the Worlds has Steven Spielberg kind of keeping the pacing going. You had a good budget and stuff like that. But yeah, this movie was god awful. Ironically, they used the Universal Studios destruction of that plane, which actually was used for Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds, because it's part of the Universal tour in LA.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the only cool thing, movie trivia about this movie. Everything else is garbage.
Well,
wait, destruction of what plane?
So
it's some of that footage that they were flashing to, when Ice Cube's doing the clickety click all over his Windows computer.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So there's so much about this I know we're going to dive into, but not that I should compare, we shouldn't, but at least with that one, we're following just a regular family in like the destruction and like how they pull through. In this one, because they thought they were doing something super modern by putting us on like through screens.
Mhm.
And first of all, like that component has been done already. I've seen at least 2 movies where that's been done, where everything's through a computer, through FaceTime, through this and that. So it wasn't completely innovative. But then I'm like, why the fuck do I care about Ice Cube and
Yeah.
his family? Like, we haven't even established a reason for us to care.
Y'all didn't care about.
Especially because he's the nigga who's spying on us.
Exactly. I literally was like, we opened up with him working for Homeland Security. I give 0 fucks. Like
Yeah.
they could take him out right now and I'd be like, that's what you get.
Blow up the building.
But he was mad creepy. Like, because so Ice Cube plays Department of Homeland Security Officer Will Radford, who clearly has like extensive access to all security systems. So, and his wife passed away like a year ago or something like that.
4
And
years ago.
Yeah, it
4
was
years
like
ago.
a couple
Yes.
years.
And he watch it, like he goes back to Facebook and he writes "I miss you" every year to her, and then he has this one voice message that she sent him on Facebook where she's basically like, "Be nice to the kids, I love you." It's like, what?
Well, it was like it's so weird because like that note, and we're all married in the room, right? If I'm telling Brendan to take out the trash, I'm not sending him a note on Facebook.
Yeah, it was really also listen, I know I'm jumping way ahead in this film, but when all the data starts getting deleted and then all of a sudden it shows up on his fucking thing, it says Facebook data being deleted right now, and then he goes and listens to it one more time and then just slowly gets almost like, what is happening right now? What is happening right
And then
now?
he watches the Facebook like delete and everything like that, like it was the fucking Net Sandra Bullock movie, and then he just goes, "Fuck!" And you're like, this is so like, who told Ice Cube that was the cut? Like that was the take. Like
The director. There's a director for this. So
he's
we
gonna
could
get a
blame
Razzie.
them.
He's the front
Oh
runner
yeah.
for best actor, the worst actor at the Razzies, hands down.
So also, I think that is hilarious. And guys, I really implore you, if you're listening to this podcast, watching this podcast, to do exactly what I say right now. I need you to go over to Wikipedia, type in War of the Worlds 2025, the Ice Cube movie or whatever. And if you haven't watched this film for whatever reason, because you want us to suffer, but you don't want to suffer with us, when you look at the picture that they have on here, just know that you are watching the movie right now, because that's what we were watching this entire movie. A picture of this picture of Ice Cube's face was basically about 80% of the movie. It was that shot. Him just staring at a screen with his blue light glasses on, just be like,
And Ice
with a
Cube,
furrowed
is he cockeyed?
brow.
I mean, I think
His
most of
eyes seem uneven a
I-
lot of times. As well.
I think he's
Well-
old, man.
Well, I think most humans have that, especially when they're looking at something for a long period of time.
Yeah.
It's not exclusive to Ice Cube, but I mean, I'm less worried about his eyes and more worried about the fact that he's on Teams and they're talking about get on the Zoom, and I'm like, could we not commit to just one platform? Like
That's
it was
because
like,
Zoom paid top dollar.
I was going to say,
for
this felt like
this.
all product placement. They talked
it
about
was-
Amazon so many times.
if I
Yeah.
had to hear one more Prime plug, I was like,
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos, you have more than enough. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Very upsetting. It's like,
No.
look, they just trained us on these drones. I'm like,
No, what was upsetting is, and we're going to get to our Patriot thoughts because there was a lot of Patriot thoughts on this movie. Every single Patriot, I believe, tapped out, Justin. And
Yeah.
I was 3 minutes into this movie. I was like, this is already awful. Like, I don't, and you know me, like, I'm not a quitter. I don't, especially when it comes to movies, I'll power through. But this was a really hard one. This is really bad.
I
Brandon.
mean, and we've seen movies. We've seen Brandon's movies.
Yeah, this is true. We have watched Brandon movies on this podcast. So I'll tell you this. I watched this movie. Well, I tried to watch this movie straight through about 6 times and I fell asleep 5 times. So I had to keep going back to finish
Ironically,
this and I would fall asleep again.
ironically,
This is tough. Sorry.
this was
Go ahead,
one.
Tati.
No, don't worry. This was one movie I did not fall asleep in, and I think because I was so angry as it
Mm,
was going through. Because normally I fall asleep, where my sofa's comfortable, we're nice and toasty, sitting next to
mhm,
each other, and if it's past 10, I'm out.
mhm.
Brennan and I was so mad at this movie. And I just like saw it through to the end and I was like, yeah, it was trash in the first minute and it was trash through all the way to the last minute.
So my problem with this was at first Paula was watching it with me. So we're kind of bantering back and forth. We're just like, what the fuck is happening here? And things like that. Then Lennox woke up. So then she went to go deal with Lennox, but she never came back because she was not invested in this in a positive light.
Just left you to suffer by yourself.
So then I'm watching on my own now, and like my mind's just like, well, shit. If she ain't suffering with us, let's clock the fuck out. And I just started falling asleep. Yo, I had to wake myself up. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get myself some ice cream. I
I did
gotta
the
sit up.
same.
I can't lay down. I gotta finish this movie. But now, let's pull back the curtain a little bit, Brandon,
Yes.
because a lot of people know we typically do like maybe one or two actually three 2 or 3 movies at any time that we record. So you were telling me before I watched the film that you should watch Old School after this. So we're doing Old School as well. It's like you should watch Old School after this because it's a great palate cleanser for this. And I was just like, all right, I'm gonna watch Old School, tomorrow or whatever. Immediately after I was done with this film, I turned on the Old School and I felt so much better
Yeah,
because yeah,
yeah,
like I
man.
was just like, well, what the fuck?
And it's terrible too because like this movie was dead in the water from the beginning as because we've seen movies like this executed well, like where it's someone on a computer, it's like 2 settings maybe, like where you actually get outside the computer, searching in the
Mhm.
missing movie. Those are both really well executed. But Ice
Yeah.
Cube immediately is b- poorly casted. He's miscast. He shouldn't have been in this role. He and then at one point, it just seemed like everyone gave up because he starts quoting, like he was quoting Ludacris at one point. He's like, "Move, bitch, get out the way." I was like, "What is happening?" Tonally, now this became a comedy, and it's played so
It's
straight. And then we haven't even talked about Evil Longoria, who's wearing makeup the whole goddamn time, even though the world's apparently ending, and she's
yeah.
in the fucking thick of it. And then we
Mhm.
have the one dude from the Avengers, play the actor Clark Gregg, who's over here like the mustache twirling white guy.
Who's on the
Yeah.
golf course the whole time, right?
No,
Until
that's the other white guy.
yeah, no,
Yeah, it's a different other. That's other white dude.
Yeah, Tati,
Might as well be.
she's really bad with differentiating the white guys. She who'd you think? Sean Connery. She thought Sean Connery was in The Fugitive.
Oh.
Yeah, she's that bad. It's getting bad. Yeah, Justin. It's
That's my Rick and Morty face.
listen. I still got long COVID, and the brain fog. No, I wish I could forget this movie, but there's just so much like so. Ice Cube is supposed to be like the head, not even the head. He's just a director of like a section of Homeland Security. We
No,
open it.
he's a risk analyst.
Yeah, like it just doesn't make sense that he had. I mean, and I don't know. Like I want to be very clear. Like I recognize I don't know what I don't know. But I cannot imagine the level of clearance he had and the fact that they were tapping him into all of these meetings. Like it's the end of the fucking world. I don't think Ice Cube is on the list of they're like, "Oh, the president's being moved." Why is he in that fucking chat? Why
Yeah,
would
it's
he
true.
need to know that?
yeah. I mean, he's also way too everyone's way too casual as the world is ending. Like, and also Ice Cube, his character is so out of pocket. Like he should be surveillant. Like, shouldn't he be flagged for all the ways that he uses the technology to spy on his own family. Like he's tracking
Yes.
his son in real time. He's tracking his pregnant daughter's diet. Like she's got cameras in the fridge and stuff like that. He's like, you need more protein. And at first I didn't realize that she was pregnant. So I was like, dude, this is so fucking creepy to tell your daughter.
I had to point
Hey,
it
your
out.
asshole ain't working right, girl.
It was so wild. It was like, and then for all of that to happen, and then I was like, wait a minute. So he's bitching about his son just being a gamer, quote unquote. And I was like, you're supposed to be the best of the best at DHS, and you couldn't tell your son was lying to you when I knew in 2 seconds that he was fucking lying to you.
Yeah. When all of a sudden all this is going, he's like, Dad, I really got to talk to you about something. It's like, and it's like, nigga, he's the guy you're looking for. Of course.
Yeah, the
he is.
tracker, the hacker dude that's like, I'm gonna release all the government secrets.
The disruptor.
Yeah,
Disruptor.
I love when he's trying to hack into the daughter's like what was her or like her text messages or whatever, her computer. He's like, damn, she changed the password again. I was like, I would too, motherfucker, if I knew my dad was spying on everything. I actually thought that she was setting up a trap with like when she asked the baby daddy, she's like, oh, like he hasn't even accepted your Facebook friend request yet, right? He goes to Facebook again, product placement, immediately accepts it. I would be like, yo, that's the trap. Like they're trying to see if you're spying. Because if you immediately accept it, and they don't bring that up again, I'm like,
yeah, because the first thing is like my first thing that I would say would be like, hey, Dad, stop reading my text messages. Like that would be the first thing I say. He's like, he just accepted it now. Stop reading our shit, Dad. Get out of here.
I mean, I would just assume, right, if anybody in my family worked at this level, that they're just like spying on everyone that they know.
Yeah.
So I would always be like, and stop listening, just for shits and giggles. But nothing more made me want to go back to like analog and just like paper and pen more than this movie. Because I was just like,
True.
I mean, it does show. I mean, I think we know this as a society. It doesn't take a whole lot to like crack a password and all, even with password managers, they can be hacked. So what's the point? What is the point? I literally just started writing down all my passwords again because I'm like, who's in my house? Who's going to steal my password off my Post-it anymore? Like, we don't even have to worry about this because if I can't trust it, then maybe. So here we are.
While watching this film, I, knowing obviously his wife passed 4 years ago, and it was like, well, I'm glad that they didn't do the thing where his daughter's trying to like, you need to go out and date and yada yada yada. You need something besides us. Like his kids didn't go that route. They didn't like bring that up at no point in this film, because if they did, I think we all understand that he would be the most toxic boyfriend on the face of the earth, right?
Oh yeah, he's like Batman. He's like dating Bruce Wayne. It's bad. But also,
this nigga he'd be out of control.
He clearly wasn't capable of emotional love like that. Like his performance as Will is so fucked up, Ice Cube. But I was also like, I feel like Ice Cube's this awkward and weird in real life. I feel like we got since like the evolution of Ice Cube from Doughboy and Boys in the Hood and like No Vaseline Ice Cube to what we have now. This weird like mega adjacent Ice Cube. Like I feel like this is the closest we've gotten to like what modern Ice Cube actually is. Like his whole demeanor and attitude and cadence. It just felt like that because it didn't even feel like he was trying to act. It just was like, what would Ice Cube do during the end of the world if he had access to all the surveillance?
Go ahead, Tati. Go ahead.
I was wondering, and I'm always try to present like a balanced point of view. And I said, it must be hard. It must be hard to act in general. Cause I've had to act once or twice in a last minute, predicament. It wasn't easy. But when you're acting against yourself on a screen, because who knows when all these people did their parts. So it just seems to me that Ice Cube just took a weekend and recorded all of this shit by himself. And then just sent it in.
Just throwing chairs in this bedroom.
And then just sent it in. And they were like, yep, that'll do.
I mean, yeah, even on Longoria, they probably had
that'll do, pig. That'll do.
Yeah, she probably visited a closet in her Beverly Hills mansion, fucking putting a little bit of smudge for dirt on her face and was like, ooh, Will, the world, the aliens are popping up. Like, This movie was so bad. It was the graphics were terrible. And at one point, she's with the aliens and there's tentacle coming out. And I was like, yo, this feels like tentacle porn. Like, what are we doing here, everybody? Like, even LaGuardia, weren't you nominated for Emmys? Like, what's happening here?
Listen, if this was tentacle porn, Eva Longoria would have been the first in line. Come on now, yeah. Let's not. He brought it up. He brought it up. But it's funny though because watching this, I was just like, Ice Cube is just not the guy for this.
No.
He's not a strong enough actor to pull this off. Like it reminds me of. Shit, there was a movie where somebody was in a phone booth the entire film. Was it Colin Farrell, right? Then you had the movie with Ryan Reynolds where he was in a box.
Oh, in the box, right? Yeah.
He was in the box.
Yeah.
So like there's been a few films where like the whole action takes place in a very small confined space. There's also one on an elevator or something like that. And I think the things that make those movies good or not good is for one, it has to be a tight script, but also you're heavily relying on the actors to be able to do a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah.
And like
Colin Farrell that
can
pull that off.
Exactly. I think Colin Farrell did a decent job with I just don't remember it that well.
Yeah, he did okay. The better examples, I would say, like, but this is also like star power. It's like Will Smith and I Am Legend. Like, when like they're basically about them. Matt Damon, as problematic as he is in The Martian, like I remember watching them, I was like, he's a trauma motherfucker because it's basically all him.
Yeah.
So like
it's tough.
You gotta have somebody who's able to pull that off. Ice Cube ain't that dude. It was rough to see this nigga close to seeing his pores open and close as he just stared at this, as he mean mugged the screen the entire movie. And then also like shit's happening and like, all right, this guy is an NSA, a high level NSA risk analyst, so an agent, right?
DHS.
He watches people all the time. This motherfucker has seen murders. He's seen all sorts of wild and crazy shit that nobody thinks that anyone's watching. So like shit is real gritty, right? When he's starting to see something, he's just like, oh, damn. Oh, like, and he's acting like this is fucking World Star. I'm just like, nah, bro. Nah, that's not how that guy would be. And it's also, you're just a bad actor.
Thank you. So I had this similar sentiment of being like at the level that he's at, that means he put the work in. He's grinded from a low level to where he is now. He would have seen some things. He would have seen some. And so he shouldn't be surprised that the government kept a secret because it's the motherfucking government and you should know better in the role that you're in because you, the motherfucking government, spying on people, right?
Yeah. So you are the secrets. You literally, his job is a secret.
And then I think you actually, maybe like I didn't have the words, but yeah, his reactions were so like, were just like common. They were just like some common person on the street was like, oh, like you got. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, so it was weird because in the juxtaposition of him trying to save his daughter, right? So she gets got outside. She's pregnant.
They were all outside. Dumbass family.
I mean, you don't know what to do. You don't know what
you
to
go
do.
inside.
I mean, but they were taking out buildings and shit.
Hold on. I got to think. We got to talk about his fucking son. Because when his son, he cuts to his son, and this nigga.
Live action Knuckles over here skateboarding through DC and shit.
That was this nigga's crazy. Running outside with his phone like this.
Yeah, first of all, everybody decides to FaceTime, which I'm like, do you? If data is getting eaten, right? We're talking about data is not for these aliens. Data is the currency. It's the bread, the butter, all the things. Tati. How the fuck did? And they're like, oh, they took out all of our communications. That they took out. It was a strategic satellite thing. How the fuck are we FaceTiming?
No phones are available. Yeah, that's why Ice Cube. Everything that he does with his kids doesn't make any sense. Because like all the telecommunications would be down. I mean, him doing the automatic Tesla, that makes sense a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But even then,
for a while.
FaceTiming with his daughter, which also, like, to everyone's point, Ice Cube's not the only bad actor in this movie. Like, the
No.
daughter, like, Iman Benson, I'm sorry, U.S. Faith was not good because, and also, like, she wasn't served well by a terrible script. Because in the script, it literally is like, I'm not a kid anymore, daddy. It's like, you literally called him saying, daddy. Like, what do you, like, mixed messages, honey? Like, what are you doing to me?
Well, and also, all right, you're not a kid anymore. You're right. I mean, you're pregnant. You're having your first child, and you got caught up in this fucking intergalactic fucking war that just came to your world, and you fell, and like this spike like went through your fucking leg, right? Don't you think, as a pregnant woman, that it would not be the best idea to pull a fucking piece of metal out of your leg? Of course, when you're pregnant, because the blood loss may be a big issue for the baby.
I mean, first of all, she's a doctor. Like she's a doctor.
Wait, she was she was a biomedical researcher or something, right?
Yeah, but
She's
she
a
she
doctor.
knows. Yeah,
She's
but
a doctor.
she
Like,
knows the fucking human body. She knows biology. She has a far more. She has a far richer understanding of the human body and what things could happen than most anybody else in this film. And her fucking husband, who's an Amazon driver, comes with a guy with tape and gives her a fucking tourniquet. I'm just like,
But by the way, that guy, probably the best performance in the movie, also should be dead. When Ice Cube like hijacks his intercom and starts speaking to him, and he's like this, I'm like, he's crashed.
Yeah, how did he not crash on this? Because if I'm in my shower and you just start talking to me out of nowhere, you're slipping, you're falling, you can't get up. So he's driving an Amazon truck. First of all, don't know how the Amazon truck is making it through all the traffic they claimed existed, but he makes it.
Yep.
It was a lot. It was
now, mind you, also on top of that, Amazon trucks are electric now. So the data aspect of it, that would be one of the first things to shut down because they're not using the old analog trucks at this point because Amazon trucks are Rivian trucks.
So that means that the Tesla truck would also not be operational then, because doesn't the alien like shoot out that like
it was like an EMP.
Yeah.
So that's what I was saying. I was like, when the aliens land, they shoot out EMPs to like knock everything out. And I was like, that would have taken out if they all did it when they landed. I was like, this is just so. And listen, I always preface, I'm not the smartest person, but I know some shit. And like the EMPs alone would have knocked some shit out, right? They established that the data is what they want and that's what they're here for. They knocked everything out. Boom. Like we're going back to fucking Morse code at this rate. And then on top of like, how does it, Facebook got taken out, but they're still tweeting. Like X was still, it was just like, how did they cherry pick which social media to take down and not? And then he's still talking on Teams and jumping on Zoom. And I was just like, this makes, like if you establish a new norm, the new norm in theory should carry through. So every new norm they established, they then broke their own rule for.
Yep.
And it didn't even follow movie standards. That was frustrating.
It was crazy. I mean, like Eva Longoria, she's literally in the field as like the aliens are dropping. She even encounters an alien spaceship. And then we cut to like, she maybe is dead. 20 minutes later, she pops up in a basement somewhere. She's like, woo, child, that was kind of crazy. Doing nice. Like, he was so weird. And then like he's talking to his daughter and he's like, here I come. And he can't get out the room.
And he's running around in circles in the room. Literally, this is the scene that we saw. He's like, Hold on.
Y'all gotta watch this on YouTube.
You do. You gotta watch this.
I gotta get closer. He's like, hey, I'm coming. I can't get out of here. It's locked down.
Yeah, he's like,
you on your own.
He was like, automatic lockdown. I was like, no shit, Sherlock.
DEFCON 6. DEFCON 6.
Also,
like, what the fuck is happening right now?
I laugh so hard, my ribs hurt.
I have worked in an office that has had those rooms. and that the
Humble
doors
brag.
Yeah.
and the
well,
doors automatically lock. The the door and the windows are still glass and they're penetrable with the right he could have taken a chair and busted through that fucking glass wall and he would have been fine. Like unless they do you know what I'm trying to say? Like
No, I
like
know. I get you. I get you.
and
I get you.
granted, I don't have kids, so maybe I'm gonna defer to you, Justin. If you were locked in a room where half of it was made of glass, he didn't pick up not even a fucking stapler to see if he could break through it to get to his daughter. So I don't think he was that invested in saving his daughter's life.
Well,
He
I mean,
literally had a message from his dead wife reminding him to be nice to his children. Like, he's not a good person. Like to Justin's earlier point, if he were dating, that's not going to be good for him. Like that's not going to be good for anybody. He's just going to be like, "Oh, you need to get some more pads. You're out." Like what? Like Leonard, we've been on 2 dates. What are you doing?
who's that guy who just passed you on the street?
Yeah,
That's a stranger, sir.
crazy, dude. Also, we got to talk about the son. We got to finally talk about the son because this movie posits that this black family is like able to foil this whole alien invasion, basically.
Yep.
Through the son's hacking abilities, the daughter's biomedical research, and Ice Cube's tenacity.
Well, no. Don't forget the Amazon driver because he was integral.
Drone.
Come on now, Brandon. You got to give him his flowers. You got to give the one white man in this film his flowers because he saved the day. He is our white savior of this film.
He did. He brought the laptop, which I'm not trying to
the drive.
The drive. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So the daughter is bleeding. She winds up in some medical center, maybe. We don't know.
No. She's in an office building.
Yeah, she's like in an office building. He just like took her to safety because all the hospitals were booked, according to his like, computer hacking and stuff. Which,
but
he was
regardless,
doing no coding.
But hold on, irregardless, if a pregnant woman shows, if a fucking pregnant woman shows up at a hospital, yeah, she would have been a priority because she shows up at a hospital. She has a fucking hole in her goddamn leg, so she's bleeding heavily. She would have been a priority. She would have been taken care of. There's no way she would not have been.
That's what it's all about. Guns and butter, baby. Dumb motherfuckers.
What I do appreciate is the boyfriend, husband, baby daddy. We don't know where they were, right? Like what their status.
They were married.
He kept saying baby daddy, didn't he?
It was like baby mama, baby daddy. That was like a running joke between.
Yeah, but I thought they were just joking. But anyhow, go on.
So he's like, "Don't worry, I'm gonna get there. That's my wife." He's doing the damn thing. He's making moves. And when he gets there and he's like, "You gotta make a tourniquet, Mark," or whatever the fuck his name is. He's like, "Don't worry, I got this." And he takes out a piece of tape, maybe this long. One piece of tape this long to try and stop his wife's bleeding. I don't know about y'all. But if you are that, and I get it, it was a joke. He's an Amazon worker, packages. Like it could have been a great joke if he would have just kept the tape on the thing and just heard.
Yeah.
I don't know what this movie was trying. Like, it felt like it wanted to be a comedy at one point, and then like it just took itself way too seriously. This could have actually been a really funny comedy.
So the funny thing is though, if he actually used that tape, to go around her leg to make that tourniquet, that tape actually would have stopped the bleeding because, the tape, that shit gets really fucking tight. That can easily cut off your circulation. But to get that fucking tape off, they would have probably needed a fucking razor blade. Which they had to cut her fucking leg up and shit. That would have sucked. I know because this nigga got when I fucking
You had to tape your leg one time and
no. Fucking I don't know if I told you guys about this where I almost lost my fingers, Brandon.
No, what?
Oh yeah, I almost lost 3 fucking fingers a few months ago. Long story short, I was wearing gloves and my gloves got fucking pulled in this thing and it fucking started tightening on my fucking fingers. And then like and I tried to go in reverse, but it only got fucking tighter. So I was able to get out like my fucking my pinky and my ring finger. Now, mind you, this is also my right hand too. So this is my jerk hand. So it would have been
See, folks,
terrible.
that's why you gotta be careful with them fleshlights.
Yeah, that's what it was. So like I had to scream for my nephew to bring me a razor blade. So I had to fucking cut the fucking glove off of my hand, but it was like one of those heavy duty gloves.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, bro, it was cutting the circulation. Like I felt my fucking fingers my fingers are going numb and shit like that. But like I cut the top off and I was like trying to cut it down, but then like I'm like, I can't go any further. So I had to take a razor blade and just like literally just cut cut every fiber of it and like cut into my finger a little bit just so I could get my fucking hand out of this goddamn
Damn,
glove.
that's like 127 hours, bro.
Fuck you, nigga.
I mean, that would be crazy if you had lost 3 fingers.
I mean, and my fucking thumb.
Oh, you
yeah,
would lose
you
that
would've
thumb?
been-
Horrible.
Yeah, that would have been
Yeah.
a disability.
Yeah, fucking these 3 fingers were stuck in there.
Oh, if you lose a thumb, is it automatic disability?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you need your thumbs to like. You
Yeah.
don't need a lot of these, but your thumb is that's what
Yeah, you can't
separates
grip
us
shit.
from the rest of the animals.
Yep. And on your right hand too? Ooh, baby, that's my strong
Oh,
hand.
And the reason why I know that is because my dad is missing a finger, and he's left-handed, so it's his dominant hand, and he's missing his pointer. So, so he only has these 4, but like, he was a kid when he lost it. So my grandmother was like, "Hey, is that like considered a disability or anything?" They were like, "No, because it's a pointer and he has the other." And they were like, as long as he didn't lose a thumb, he'd be good.
Yeah, as long as he's not a finger gun expert, enthusiast, he should be okay. Just fucking bang bang. No,
That's
all right,
his
let's
trigger
talk
finger
about,
too. So
yeah, we got to talk about the Sun before we get into these letterbox reviews and our Patriot thoughts. The Sun's storyline, another terrible actor, by the way. Another terrible performance. This kid posits that he's been throwing off the signal for his house to his friend's house, which is actually where he is, because the house, Ice Cube's house, gets bombed. And they figure out that the Sun is the one leaking all these government secrets, which how he was not immediately accosted in this government building, because the movie posits that he's the only person in this building.
Yeah.
For some reason, because you would think that other people would either be in that office or he would be communicating with other people in the office, especially when they find out, hey, that building's about to be bombed, because that's where the aliens are going to get the secrets, right? The government data. So
Also, that's the building that has what's the
Goliath.
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 He was like, these motherfuckers were hiding Goliath right under my feet. So that would have extra security.
Yep. Yep.
Also, I mean, that's how did Ice Cube's character pass a psych test to do this job? You know what I mean? Because don't they source for people that would probably abuse these powers and be real creepy with it? Especially when he
You mean
lost
like him?
yeah, when he lost his wife, I feel like he would have to have gone through a psych eval to make sure, hey, his behavior doesn't change or his priorities don't. You know what I mean?
I mean, actually, Brandon, let's be totally honest. Probably him losing his wife would actually make him an optimal person to be working on this program, because now he doesn't have anything else and he could just fully commit himself to watching other people and the job. But
That's
also, I need to put this out there, because upon you guys saying that he was pretty much the only person in that building at that time, which tells me that and it didn't. I don't know if it was a little room or it was like a really small office that he had, but he seemed very secluded, and it was literally just him, right?
Yeah.
This nigga stanked. That room was funky.
I
Funky.
don't want to say anything, but Ice Cube did not. This movie was filmed during COVID. He just didn't look like he, to your point, Justin, he smelled okay.
Yeah. He was probably pissing in jars and shit like that. He was Ice Cube was acting like he was on a long road trip in the
If
fucking
this was a
office.
comedy, that would have been hilarious. Like him just
Yeah.
tripping over like bottles of fucking
Y'all
not
is
cum, urine and
ew.
shit.
You
I mean, he
yo,
Well, I
probably
don't
would
know
jerk
why to
off too.
come. I don't know why to come because
Let's be
ain't
honest.
nobody
If he was
coming. No,
bottles
Brandon.
of
No, Brandon.
bottles of cum.
Brandon. No,
Bottles. What
Brandon.
the fuck?
Brandon. Okay, I'll give you piss because men, we out like. Listen, I'm gonna be driving across the country. I'm gonna have some bottles packed full of piss in it because I ain't gonna stop.
Why
That's
don't
the
you
way
pull
we
over?
roll,
Just pull over,
huh?
Justin.
Because we're fucking. Because I'm an animal, Brandon, and I'm just like, listen,
Men are disgusting. You men are
yes.
disgusting.
Yes. Listen. So, guys, if you don't know this about me, so when I first started, acting and doing comedy and things like that, I was living like deeper out in Long Island, and I would go into the city and do like my auditions and shit like that. But there were times I'm just like, all right, it's late at night. I have an audition at like 9 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't make sense for me to drive all the way back to Long Island and be back here at 9 a.m. So like I would just park my car. I just sleep in the fucking car, wake up in the morning, go to the fucking gym, work out, shower, go to my audition. That's just how I would roll. I was just trying to be as efficient as possible.
Yeah, you're like
Now,
Will Smith in Pursuit of Happiness.
yes, I was
Just
trying
about a kid.
trying to get my
You
fucking
try
my
to
happiness, baby.
PlayStation bathrooms.
I want, it's funny. I was doing an improv thing, and like, actually, no, it was like a diversity meetup, and we were talking stuff like that. And like, I said that to somebody, and these niggas looked at me as just like, oh, this nigga really wants it. And I was like, guys, like, I'm just trying to fucking be efficient. But regardless, like, yeah, I'd wake up like, oh man, I gotta piss, and I'd have a bottle. I'd been peeing the fucking bottle, close that shit up, dump it out later. It's not a big deal. But Brandon, under no circumstances would any man on the face of this earth have a bottle which is exclusively just for cum. And also, I don't know if you've ever came before, but cum fucking dries, nigga. So you're not gonna you have a bottle of dust, nigga. what the fuck are you
You need a
talking
bottle
about?
of DNA, which is not what you want in a government building.
But definitely not.
Can we please talk about the sun real quick? Can we gotta
Yes,
talk about the
I'm
sun?
sorry.
'Cause
I
I
know,
thought the sun
I
was gonna
know.
be the big bad. I thought it was gonna be revealed that the sun's the one that brought the aliens here and shit like that. But it turned out the sun's known about the aliens for a long time and Goliath and
Yeah,
stuff. I'm like, nigga,
ridiculous.
then why didn't you say anything?
He tried. His dad wasn't listening. He was like, "Dad, I gotta tell you something," and he was like, "No, no, no, I don't got time for your
You
stupidity."
open with that. You say, Dad, the aliens are here. I know about Goliath, blah, 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 blah. You don't say, Dad, I gotta tell nigga, like just say it. There's
Yeah.
no dilly-dallying at this point. The world is ending.
Mm-hmm.
We have, and literally, we don't know when the phones are going to cut out. You don't have time to waste 7 seconds trying to get my attention. Just say what the fuck you got to say.
Yeah.
Especially if you know your dad is like that strong, like stubborn and shit, and not listening to you. You just got to come out and say, stop burying the
Yep.
lead. Just say it. And that's what
Yep.
pissed me off about that kid. I'm like, you were literally, and then like later on, when the house gets blown up, his house. The house that he lives in is blown up, and he's like, "You thought I was at the house, Dad? I'm at Brian's house." Like, what is going on? Like,
I'm relaying it off the towers, and I'm sitting over here. Like, what?
like everyone was all over the place in regards to the urgency that they had in the moment. Like, the world is ending, people are dying, people are getting fucked up. Like, your sister has a fucking nail in her thigh as she's pregnant and like in distress, and you're
She's
just over here
bleeding
like,
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're like, Dad, you thought I died? Like,
But you know what, Brandon? You know the good thing though? You know the good thing is that after, Mark showed up, with the fucking, packing tape, after wrapping her leg, she didn't need any sort of, re-up on blood for her baby. All she needed to do was sit in front of a computer and help her dad, run around the fucking building that he's in. Because he had absolutely no idea where he was going in the building that he's worked in for, let's say, roughly about 10 to 15 fucking years.
So wild. I mean, I try to give credit where credit is due, right? Like
Mhm.
clearly everybody is acting alone. Like there's not much interaction with the other actors in real time besides like the Mark, the
The
prime driver.
boyfriend. Yeah.
boyfriend, whatever. So like they're in like one scene together. That's when he tapes up her leg and then miraculously finds her a computer so she can help her brother and her dad code, which if they would have established in a throwaway line somewhere earlier that she was amazing at this. And I'm not trying to say that medicine and technology don't cross over, but what is the likelihood that a pregnant woman in duress that is bleeding out in the, alien apocalypse
Duct tape is
magically
around her leg. Go on.
magically has the skills needed to help code a virus?
Mm-hmm.
And she's in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like we don't know what building she's in. We don't know, but she somehow has she bridges the gap between her dad's skills and her brother's skills. Her brother had a whole secret society of hackers who got found out in 2.2 seconds. But
Yep.
this
That was crazy.
biomedical engineer doctor has the skill set to finish the code and release it. And I was like, there is no fucking way that I was like, these people have no fight or flight. And I was like, especially when their children are involved, like her unborn child and her fucking smartwatch was going up like off like crazy. Like she had all the indications knowing that her child was in jeopardy. And when her baby daddy showed up, they should have been like, yo, we shutting this shit down. We're looking for ways to stop this bleeding, to make sure she calms the fuck down. She ain't got time to be coding bullshit. But she had the time. And that
Well,
like I think and that's third act and that shit sent me over the edge. I was like,
well,
fuck this movie.
I mean, Tati, I think that you're overlooking a main aspect of this film. And by Ice Cube or Will Radford's, deceased wife, told him, be nice to the kids, right? She was telling us, the audience, that Will Radford was very much on fuck them kids before his wife told him that. So of course that fuck them kids is going to pass down to his daughter and the baby that's growing in her belly. She's saying fuck that baby. So it's a pattern. It's all about my work. It's all about what I can do for the world, but fuck them
Yeah,
kids. There it
I mean, to
is.
your point, Justin, and like I completely agree with what you're saying, Tatiana. The thing is, Ice Cube's character basically is more upset about the fact that his son has been playing him and undermining him than actually like his son being alive and also having a target on his back. Like going forward, like his son could be charged with treason and shit if like
Oh
society
yeah.
were to continue. Like, and he's just like, "It's you. It's been you the whole time I've been looking for." No, no, it's like that's not. That's
I
what
was
you're.
like,
Not my
so
son, a
pissed.
disruptor. Not my son, a disruptor. Hey!
Which also, there's two points of trivia that our producer Lluvia pulled that I have to bring up before we get to our
God.
Patriot thoughts. The first is the budget, not confirmed but estimated for this movie, was $65 million.
Stop it.
No, it's not.
Stop it.
$65 million. The second
No.
piece of trivia that I have to share is that the William Radford character was initially written as a paraplegic to reflect COVID era themes. I don't know what the fuck that means, but it was rewritten after Ice Cube's intense chair throwing impressed the director.
He's
So-
like,
So-
Mr. Cube, the chair that you threw, it just changed the script. We need chairs everywhere.
That's why he was moved. Like that's why he didn't know where to go when he was like,
So-
"Oh, I'm coming," and it's like,
So yeah, that makes sense because that scene would have been written for someone who's limited mobility. So they would
Yeah.
have been hooked up to something mechanical that would have moved them at a certain pace. So that makes sense why the beats in the script don't feel urgent for someone who is fully capable. But also, y'all act, right? Imagine getting a role, like seeing a script and you see that the role is for a paraplegic and in it you decide, fuck that, I'm going to lift up a chair and throw it.
I mean, let's not be ableist, guys. A paraplegic can lift a chair and throw.
guess it depends
he
on,
could
like-
be in a chair, but he can still lift the chair. He or she can still hoist the chair over their head and has the power to throw that chair.
You know damn well Ice
You
Cube just
know-
forgot he was supposed to be paralyzed and just threw a chair. He stood up, he threw the chair, and the director's like, "You're not supposed to." You know what? Fuck it.
No. Ice Cube looked at the script and he was just like, all right, I'm gonna do this. And then he starts acting in his scene, and then he sees that his daughter is in trouble. He's like, I'm coming to get you. And he was just like, I could try to roll my chair to the door, or I can do my best JJ Walker impersonation in the background of this scene. JJ Walker. And he just and he just screams dynamite a bunch of times. And then, obviously, which impressed the director. And now we have this phenomenal film.
Well, speaking of dynamite, we did get some Patriot thoughts on War of the Worlds. And folks, remember, you can subscribe at patreon.com/media popcorn, and you're guaranteed to have your thoughts or reviews of those films read on that episode. So we have a lot of them. First up is CJ Jones, who wrote, why the actual fuck was this movie made?
Agreed, CJ. Agreed.
Sean Simons wrote, I was prepared for it to be bad, but I wasn't expecting it to be bad to the point that it becomes a comedy. The only way to get through War of the Worlds is to laugh your way through it.
Nope, not even that. It's not even worth it.
Yep. Sharif Jackson wrote, Cube is whatever, but I'm more interested in what Clark Gregg and Ema Longoria think. I guess they could blame COVID, but the whole thing is an utter disaster.
That's where the budget went. You know, 60 million probably went to like Eva Longoria.
Yeah.
And then the 5 went into the production of this. Because I've seen Disney movies better graphics
Yeah,
than
those
this.
Descendant movies, they actually the graphics are way better than this shit.
Yeah, because their CGI was horrible all throughout this.
Yeah, it was all booty. It was just straight booty. Simba Jackson wrote, take a sip of your drink every time O'Shea says, get out of there. then record a Drum Black History and Thank Me Later. This movie will go down as one of those amazingly terrible movies that feels like a fever dream. Small popcorn if you're sharing it with friends. So about 3 handfuls of popcorn. Salute sign. Sean the Terrible wrote, man, I turned that shit off and went to bed. It was 5 p.m. Sean the Terrible. He tells it straight up like,
I read that one, and I've been telling people about him saying that and laughing uncontrollably about that for the last week. I just want to thank you, Sean, for that little
shout out
tidbit.
to Sean the Terrible, who doesn't like many things.
And this is one of them.
Yeah. Erica then wrote, I didn't make it past the 30-minute mark. Easily the worst movie I've ever seen. And shout out to the homie Randolph Terrence from 3 Guys On Podcast, who texted me about this movie and said, yeah, I couldn't do more than 20 minutes. And I was like, I had to do the whole thing because I respect my fans.
I mean, I don't know.
They don't respect us.
You don't respect us. You don't respect us.
And then you drag me into it, and then
yeah, it's bad. We did our producer Lluvia found some letterbox reviews she thought we should read. First one's from Maddie/Madeline, who wrote, this and the new Naked Gun releasing the same weekend show that the comedy genre is coming back and better than ever. I'm not sure which one is funnier, but I'm glad to see this renaissance live. 1 out of 5 stars. And then Shauna Shipman's Flannel, I don't know who that is, says, you know, a movie's going to be really fucking bad when the studio doesn't want to release the trailer until the week before the movie comes out. Half a star. That's right. This movie was released on Amazon Prime to no fanfare. There was no critic reviews available. This is bad. And then the last one is from Alan, who wrote, mind you, H.G. Wells is already dead, yet this film adaptation is still the worst thing that ever happened to him. 0 stars.
Man. You know, I'm not mad at that last review on Letterboxd. I agree. Nobody asked for this. Who asked for this? Because it wasn't us. And on top of it, were they just like, oh, we're about to lose the rights to War of the Worlds, so we have to make another one? It's feeling like, when Sony just cranks out a Marvel movie just because they don't want to lose property. That's what this felt like.
Yeah, but I'd rather watch fucking Morbius 3 times and have to watch this shit again. I swear to God. Justin, break down our rating system, baby.
Stop calling me baby. Guys, you know how we do this. We rate movies, bags of popcorn, small, medium, large, and the XL for the exceptional. If a film doesn't deserve any hot, buttery, delicious popcorn, then we throw it into the stale popcorn pile. We pile piles and piles and piles of stale popcorn on top of it. So, guys, we sat down and watched the 2025 shit show called War of the Worlds. That's right. H.G. Wells is rolling over in his grave because a movie came out with Ice Cube, Eva Longoria, Greg Clark, and a bunch of other people who should probably never act again. Let's start with Tati. Tati, what say you?
What do we say? The alleged budget was 65 million. 65 million stale popcorns.
Okay.
Like I didn't even besides like me not even knowing this movie even existed, but the fact that it was put on my radar and it wasn't I really try to look for a redeeming quality of being like, "Oh, but this one thing was good." No, nothing. Don't watch it with your friends. Don't even watch it with your enemies. Just don't watch it.
So you telling people not to hate watch this, Tati?
Hell no.
This
I don't-
isn't a fun hate watch.
This isn't a fun hate watch. And you know I love a good bad movie. Like I'm all like if it's a cult classic, I'm with the shits, I'm with the giggles. This is neither of those things.
Justin, you know
So-
damn well if we played this at one of our parties, like the old parties we used to have in Queens, this would have been like a momentum stopper. This would have been like a party killer. This wouldn't have been a fun movie.
I would have assaulted you. I would have assaulted you. So all right, Tati, all right, watching this film, was there somebody that you felt like I need this person to die?
I mean, I genuinely I thought the whole fucking world blew up in this movie. I was like no
It's a
nobody
documentary.
no one that we have seen on screen has any redeeming qualities that are worth saving for a new society. No, they could
Mm.
all go.
Yeah, I wrote down
Okay.
one of my notes is I hate this family. So yeah, I didn't care if any of them died.
Fair enough. Brandon?
Yeah, that's why my rating is 80. This movie was 89 minutes, 89 piles of stale popcorn. This was terrible. This is really, really bad. Not fun. Incredibly awkward at times too. Like it just felt like no one wanted to be there, except for maybe Ice Cube because he's like the lead. So he's like, but yeah, this is really rough. And then there's so many tonal inconsistencies. Ice Cube's performance. He had a hearing aid, which they never explained, so that makes me feel like he just was getting fed his lines through the hearing aid.
No.
Yeah,
Oh no.
it's very visible throughout the movie. Also, like to the point that Tati made earlier about the technology and like how things shouldn't have been up and running. His son's featured on the news. It's like how is the news even still happening? It's the end of the world. Like if all telecommunications and stuff are down, that includes
Yeah.
news stations. Like it didn't make any sense. So because of that, the only thing that this movie did that made sense was at the end of the movie when the title card pops up. There's a song that plays. I don't know the name of the song, but the first lyric is "It's a great disaster," and I was like, "That's a perfect summation of this fucking movie." So good on the music supervisor for that.
The only person who did their job.
Yeah, Justin, what's your rating?
Mhm. Guys, yeah, this is rough. And one of the things that makes this so rough is that we are also giving this film the excuse that this was a product of COVID. You know what I'm
No.
saying? And I honestly think they would have probably tried to do the same thing, whether it was COVID or not. And so I don't give them a pass for COVID. I think this was a terrible production. It was a terrible script. It was terrible casting, a lot of bad acting as well. So like overall, this is just an irredeemable film. Like there's not much that you could say is just like, I understand some of the things that they were trying to do, but because it was so poorly executed and it was boring, because you were watching screens the entire time. This is like, what the fuck? I could just like, if you watch this on a phone or an iPad, like that is like the most meta fucking thing that you could possibly do, for this film. With that being said, I'm going to give this 2020 piles of stale popcorn. And I'm almost to the point of ready to just, you have your 2020 Piles of Stale popcorn, revive dog shit and pour dog shit on top of it. Because like this is a very,
Or
very bad,
what's wrong with your
boring
dog?
ass fucking movie.
And
What's
then
that?
add Brandon's bottles of cum while you're at
Oh my God. Oh.
Yeah. And Brandon standing on top of it with a ladder and just like pouring his fucking cum goo out of his jar on top of it.
Guys.
Yeah, this is really fucking bad. Really bad.
To be
On
honest
so
with you,
many levels.
the three of us could have made a better movie. Like just from like on Riverside right now, we're recording. We could do a better version of War of the Worlds right now.
Let's do it.
I shouldn't have said anything.
I just genuinely believe that this format of keeping everything digital and like screen to screen to screen has just been done better with other movies. And so if that was their inspiration, they dropped the ball on their inspiration. Nevertheless, like regardless of just the content of it being War of the Worlds, we knew an alien invasion was going to come, but
Yeah.
it just feels mismatched. It really does feel for the format and the delivery of the movie and the theme of the movie just doesn't seem like it clicked together.
I guess it's also a thing. It's just like, why did this take so long to actually get out? Because this is what, 5 years.
Because it was trash.
Yeah, I
It
think
was
they were just
trash.
buried this. They just put it on to have more content. I think contractually they probably were obligated to release at some point.
You think Ice Cube and Eva Longoria did a movie and they didn't say it needed to be released? Of course they did.
I don't know if I'm Evil Longoria's people, I don't want this movie to get out. Honestly,
No, I think nowadays you never know what's gonna go viral for whatever reason, right? We know in the social media space, negative comments and positive comments yield the same return.
Yeah.
So whatever that is, I think that they thought this at the very least would be a cult classic, and people would be like, "Let's do midnight showings." No,
this ain't it.
None of this. None of this. I couldn't
Tatiana?
imagine being in a movie theater and watching this.
Oh no,
I would hate myself.
Yeah, I would definitely have left. This is one of the movies I would have walked out of.
No. I don't walk out of movies because if I pay for it, I'm staying there.
No, because I would have. Yeah, if I had to go see this, I would have already re-signed up for Alamo's Draft House season pass, and would be like, I'll take the L on the processing fee.
Nigga, I would have been disruptive as hell.
You get kicked out of Alamo Draft House.
Nigga, no, because this would never show at Alamo. This would never be at Alamo Draft House. So like I would turn this movie into fucking a Magic Johnson theater circa 1998 because there's no way.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Alamo Draft House would be like, you know what? This is the one movie where we give you a pass. You can have your phones out on. Like we're not gonna kick you out on this one.
Yeah, we know this is gonna be a vlog.
Like Brandon, when we went and saw Acrimony, how that theater just started organically getting. I think that this would be 20 times worse than that.
Oh yeah, this would have been. But at least Acrimony was fun. Like Acrimony was so crazy. You were like, guys, what is that? Like, why is this getting so insane?
But that's what I'm saying. Niggas have to cope with watching this film. That's true. That's the only way. It's the only way.
Yeah. Speaking of coping, Tatiana, please tell the listeners how they can follow you.
You can follow me on Instagram at Boricua Collins.
All right. And you can follow the show at Medium P Podcast on all social media platforms. You can follow myself at Frodo_Blackens on Instagram, FrodoBlackens.com for show dates, including some upcoming Drunk Black History Tour dates and stuff. And Justin, if people want to follow you as well as support the show financially, what can they do, my brother?
Well, you can go over to all the social media platforms and you can follow me at J Brown Did It. But you can also take yourself over to Patreon, patreon.com/medium popcorn. We have $2, $5, I said $5, $10, and $15 packages there. Our entire backlog is, yes, all the big packages. Our entire backlog is on Patreon. We have so many bonus episodes, guys. If you love this show, you want more of this show, again, patreon.com/medium popcorn. That's where it's at.
Come and get some more butter for your love, everybody. All right.
Come and get your love.
For those of you that have been reaching out to us on social media and saying, please do War of the Worlds, if you're not on Patreon to say thank you, you need to consider your life. And if you can't do a monthly commitment, at least go to coffee.com/medium popcorn, ko-fi.com/medium popcorn. You can give us just $5 to say thank you. Please.
You know what, Brandon? You know what we need to do for this
I think they
episode?
owe us all like venti size drinks.
for this episode only, we should record a quick clip of it. It's like, y'all owe us for this one. Y'all go to coffee right the fuck now before you even listen to it, and drop us something because y'all owe us for this shit.
They do. They
really
do.
They really do.
All right, y'all. We love you. We owed you, even though you don't hold us back. Because you'd be like,
you don't love us either.
Be like, ooh, this is a terrible movie. You know who needs to watch this? Not me.
Medium popcorn.
Not I. The Medium Popcorn Boys.
Ooh, I noped out 20 minutes into this film. Brandon and Justin should watch the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. I know some brothers that'll do it. Tape that bullet for me. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.
Peace.
Medium popcorn. We are two niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins, that's me, and Justin Brown for your movie needs. Medium popcorn. Woo! You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it. Spoil it in your face. That's your warning. So if you get pissed, it's all your fault.